we are. Got the Turbo GMC on the trailer. Gonna take it to Dubuque. Got a 2-hour drive ahead of us. Gonna get done. Hopefully get the truck back today. Eco booze all loaded up. Got 16 gallons of EA5 in the bed. Let's get it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are at SIERRA Performance. We got the Turbo GMC all dropped off, unloaded. Hopefully we have it back today. And say a prayer nothing breaks, and we'll see you in a little bit, hopefully. Alrighty guys, it's a beautiful morning. We're gonna go ride the motorcycle over to Dubuque and go work on the truck a little bit. I ordered a wastegate diaphragm for it, and I also have a new crank sensor. It doesn't sound like Tyler's gonna have time to tune it today, so we won't be switching it over on fuel, but we're just gonna go for a nice little cruise on the 1125R and work on the truck a little bit and scoot on home. See you there. Alrighty, well, here we are. Just came to take apart the gate and put a new diaphragm in it, and you can see the gate's no longer in the truck. Gate's gonna go home with me in my backpack, and I got some problems with it that I will show you in a second. Alright, you guys, we are 4 weeks in the making of this clip right here. Truck is outside, and we are gonna take her home. Everything went okay with the tuning. Got a little bit of bad news for you, some things that I, behind the camera, have to work out. But truck's looking pretty good for sitting outside for 4 weeks. All tuned, dialed on E85. Tyler's got about 15, 16 gallons of pump gas in the back. She's on E now. We're gonna drive her home on E. Hopefully there's enough fuel in it. So I'm gonna get to doing that, get this guy paid, and you're gonna start seeing a little bit of content on this thing now that we got her done. I'm super pumped, actually really excited. I cannot believe that, cannot believe it's been gone for this long. Can't believe I haven't had this truck on the road for over a year. And I'm excited to start driving it, start breaking it, start fixing it, going fast. Well, we are just heading back, cruising along. We're going about 61, 62 it looks like right now. I just filled up the truck for the first time at an actual fuel pump. I got an E85 one in Dubuque there, and it's kind of a pain in the butt to fill up with the Huron Speed fuel tank setup that I have in the truck. I need to look at improving that so that we can actually fill up at a pump. It took like 10 gallons straight at full flow, and then the last 6 gallons was clicking on and off pretty frequently, but not a huge deal. It's just kind of some of the stuff you got to deal with when you don't buy a $1,500 Aeromotive pump. You buy something 1/3 the price, you got to deal with a little inconvenience. That's kind of the name of the game. Everything's cruising along real well here. I'm kind of surprised for this truck being a 373 gear that it is right above 2,000 RPMs. That's what my plow truck with 410s runs. But that's more like at 60 and we're at 70, I guess. I wasn't even paying attention. So you can see the boost controllers down there. We got her just set on wastegate right now. Feels pretty good on 3 pounds. She's chooching. We're going to get home 98 miles to go. All right, guys, we are back. Having the truck back in the shop feels good. We got a couple things to go over. Last night I had a chance to wash it, so of course you can see we did make it home. Okay, everything went well. Had a couple problems that we need to work out with this thing. Mostly minor. It can definitely still be driven and used from what I know so far. On my drive home, I kind of noticed that the oil pressure likes to stick around 40, and I've had this problem once before. I changed the oil in the filter and it came right back. So it seems like it's breaking in the engine, and some of the particulates are getting in the filter and kind of clogging it. So we're going to change the oil on it right now. We're going to give it a general inspection, a look over, look at the suspension, look at the wheels, that kind of stuff, just to make sure that the 150 miles or so that it's been getting driven and abused for tuning, and make sure everything's going well, make sure we don't have any serious leaks or anything like that. I got a problem with the hood clearance, and the wastegate is still an issue, so we need to clearance that a little bit more. When I fill it up, it does not take a gas pump very well, so that's an issue that we're going to have to change the vents on the tank and change the way that they're routed. It does also not necessarily read 100% full, even when it's spilling out fuel onto the ground, so that's interesting. There's a check engine light on for knock sensors, which they're both brand new AC Delco sensors that I tested on the bench with a voltmeter to make sure they were good before I put them in. And the fact that it's both of them makes me think it might be something to do with the harness. So we're going to take a look at that and see if we can see anything seriously or easily wrong with that. And we have a typical issue with these trucks. This is why most people don't run stock fuel tanks in these things. When it's less than half, we got a sloshing issue, and it starves itself of fuel because it all goes to the back of the tank. So we got some problems to work out with this thing. And they're not really, any of them are super serious yet, but you know, the oil pressure thing, if that doesn't end up working itself out with oil filter from the fresh engine build, if there's something actually wrong with the engine, of course, that's going to be a huge issue. And the fuel tank, that's just something we got to work out. I know long term we could put a like Rowan's Rides fuel tank in it or something. But let's get this thing up in the air and let's start looking it over, take a look and see what we can see. And hopefully we can go rip this thing. Now, just fair warning, this oil might look a little bit weird because it has all that dye in it from when we did the rear main seal, trying to figure out where that was leaking from. But yeah, it looks really weird on camera, actually. It's like green. But I can tell you, there on the white oil pan, you can see it's like a pinkish. That's that dye in there. So not too worried about that. The magnet here has a little bit of schmagma on it. I wouldn't say that's anything out of the super ordinary. Well, I gotta say, we just did the oil change on the truck, and like I said, there's a little bit of stuff on the magnet, which I kind of expected. You can see here, I got the towel that I cleaned up the magnet with just to kind of show my engine builder and just run it by him and just make sure everything looks okay. I would assume he kind of expects this stuff, and since it's my first one that I've had really built, I think that I just want to run it by him. But everything under here actually looks really good. Pretty much no leaks on anything. Rear main seal is holding, which whew, we dodged a bullet there. Everything here looks good. Everything's tight on driveline and stuff. I mean, I really, to be honest, I'm surprised. But I guess we did it right and we built it well. So pretty happy with that. We're going to get this thing set down. I want to open up the catch cans and see how those look, because I don't think Tyler ever drained them, and I probably should have before I went on the 100-mile drive home. Didn't even think about it. So let's take a look at those. This is driver's side valve cover. Pretty much nothing. And this is passenger side valve cover where we go 10 AN out of the oil fill port. So pretty much nothing as well. So the warm weather must be helping it out with burning off some of that moisture. And there's pretty much no oil in it, no milkshakes. Pretty happy with that. So we're gonna get those thrown back on and fill this thing up with oil, go take her for a rip. All right, we're on wastegate right now. We're gonna do a little launch from a dig here. Well, I'll be damned, that thing freaking rips from a dig. God dang. That felt amazing. All right, we gotta do one more. All right, we put this thing up on setting number 2. So setting number 1, what we did last time was 5 pounds, right about 5 pounds. Let's get this guy up on the... So today's day 2 of goofing with this thing, and you might have seen yesterday in the couple pulls that we did, or not yesterday, but the last clips, the oil pressure is not exactly where I want it to be. You need about 7 to 8 pounds per 1,000 RPM. The safe rule is 10, and we're right in that 7-pound range. So talk to my engine builder. I am running Wix 51522 filters. I really like these filters. I've been running them on my 01, the white GMC, for 7-8 years now. They're about 1.5 inches longer than the AC Delcos that are supposed to go on these trucks. So I really like them, but he doesn't like these filters. He said to change it. And he said throw some 20 W50 in it, which I have 15 W50 in it right now. So we went and got some, and of course all they had was quartz. This stuff's harder to find than you would think, but some Valvoline VR1 20W50. So we're going to get this swapped out. This engine might have just a little bit more clearance, bearing clearance than my engine builder originally thought. And so the 15W40 might not be cutting it. So we're going to do an oil change again, second day in a row. This thing's going to have the freshest oil you've ever seen. We're going to swap the filter and see how our oil pressure looks after that. So it's not catastrophic. We haven't damaged anything, but it is riding that fine edge just a little bit too close. So maybe it was just meant to have racing oil in it, you know, instead of, it's not a diesel, it's got diesel oil in it right now. It doesn't like diesel oil, apparently. It's got personality now. We need to clearance the hood too, because that thing's driving me freaking crazy. So let's get to freaking work and let's see if we can fix this oil pressure fiasco. Dropping the oil over here, I gotta say, even though my engine builder has had bad experiences with a Wix filter before, I don't know, folks. I think I'd rather have the bigger filter, but if he wants me to put it on there, I'll give her a shot. So it's been about 1.5 hours or so since I talked at you last, and we got the oil changed on the truck. We clearanced the wastegate out of the hood, and I did do a little measuring, and I noticed that the passenger side of the truck sat about 1/2 inch higher than the driver's side. So I took about 3/4 of a turn out of the torsion bar on the passenger side. We'll see if that was too much or what. Drive it around a couple days and measure it again. So I think that's about all I'm going to do here today. I just wanted to get that stuff taken care of and got some stuff going on this afternoon. So let's go rip this thing and see if we got the oil pressure figured out. So we're just cruising right now. After the oil change, oil pressure seems to be a little bit better. It's a little bit more stable, doesn't go down when it's at idle. And when it's full throttle, it's 55, 60, so that's good enough. I will say I definitely want to take the catch cans that are vented to atmosphere right now and change them so that they're vented underneath the truck. I definitely can smell this. That VR1 has a specific deep engine oil smell to it, and I can smell it pretty good inside the cab. So we'll probably end up taking the atmospheric filters off the top and putting the outlet on them and then running a hose down underneath the truck. But other than that, everything seems to be doing pretty well. The truck freaking rips. We're on setting number 4 right now, which is 8 PSI. It'll spike 10 on the shifts, but we'll get on it up here when I got a turn and let you hear it. All right, I'm gonna take it from 0.5 so you can see the boost controller down in the bottom right. Try and hold on to the old phone here. Get her up on the converter a little bit. Damn, boys! She thick! Yep, that thing goes. That's pretty good. This thing is an animal. Wow. Yep, that is pretty good, I gotta say. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, well, I'm gonna close this video out here. in the driveway, Turbo GMC, mostly done. It's gonna be, we got revisions, we got things to work out, but I gotta say, haven't even tested 13 pounds yet. Maybe I'm being a sissy, I don't know, but launched it at 2 pounds on tune number 4, which is what you just saw, and it left rubber in the road in all-wheel drive. So we're definitely gonna need a tire on this thing, and when we put a tire on it, if we're hooking, we're probably gonna break something. So I'm just kind of enjoying it with the Dyna Pros that are on it right now. I want it to slip a little bit versus breaking stuff, and I'm leaving a little bit of time, you know, with slipping. So that's just kind of what it is. The truck needs quite a bit more to be fully built. You know, it's a stock front differential, stock axles, stock transfer case. A lot of people say they can take it. I kind of believe that, but at the same time, you put slicks on all 4 corners of this thing and it's definitely gonna break something. So with that being said, this is where I'm gonna leave it for this episode. You're gonna see next episode, I got some throttle body porting I want to do. We got some more bugs to work out, of course. I want to go take this thing and get some draggy times with it and actually run it down a quarter, and also get a good 0 to 60 in it, because from what I've been seeing in my videos, it's low to mid 3s, or sorry, high to mid 3s for a 0 to 60. So I want to get a number on it, and we'll keep working on it, keep making it better. We definitely need to get some street racing content in there. I'm rambling. I will see you guys in the next episode. Till then, peace.